Welcome to the Fan Perspective. My name is Nathan Lyle, and this is a special edition video with some tremendous breaking news. Ray Lewis is out for the season with the torn tricep, and Laderius Wedd also out for the season with the torn ACL. And this dramatically changes things for the Ravens and possibly the entire landscape of the NFL season. I mean, I personally was picking the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl because they've always had that strong defense, but now they also have a good offense with a balanced attack. And I felt like this was probably their best possible chance to get there. And then sudden, and they were one dropped pass, one missed kick away from being in the Super Bowl last season. But then in the offseason, Terrell Suggs, he has a major injury. And now suddenly you've got Laderius Wedd and Ray Lewis both out for the year. Haloti Ngata, he also injured his ankle. At this moment in time, it doesn't look like I'm not certain if he'll miss any time. I mean, he could be out playing next week. He could end up missing a month. I'm waiting for more news on him. But right now, the only player that they've really got is still got is Ed Reed, who, as long as Ed Reed is part of the rotation, then the Ravens still have one of the better secondaries in the league. But this seriously affects their team. And in long-term speaking, it's hard to believe that they'll really be able to make it out alive, honestly. Let's look at some of the matchups that they've got ahead. First and foremost, they still have to face the Pittsburgh Steelers twice. Rashad Mendenhall and Isaac Redman, they're not really known for being the best halfbacks in the league, but the Steelers are trying to establish themselves, show more commitment to the run, which, as you can see, the Cowboys, they ran very effectively against the Ravens, and that was even before Ray Lewis went out with that injury. Though, of course, a lot of that was playing without Haloti Ngata. He injured his ankle, wasn't able to come back. So you can see the effect that not having him in the lineup has. And also, it's Ben Roethlisberger. You're going to have to play Big Ben twice, throwing to Mike Wallace and it's just Antonio Brown and Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, that's going to be tough enough for them to handle, and now they're doing it without the pressure that Terrell Suggs brings, without Laderius Wedd covering guys. It's just, that's going to be hard for them to face. And AJ Green has been the best receiver in the league so far, and now they're going to have to find a way to shut him down too. And their next game is against the Houston Texans. Andre Johnson has not been playing up to the same level that we're used to seeing out of him, but he's still a mountain of talent, and he can break out at any time. And is this defense going to be able to corral Arian Foster? I mean, they've also got the San Diego Chargers. I mean, Phillip Rivers, he's not a pushover. They've got the Washington Redskins later in the year, and that's going to be a very hard fight for them, just because RG3 is such a dominant all-around player. You saw last week 139 rushing yards, from the quarterback. He's going to be a hard player to contend with. They've got to face Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. They're going to have to face the New York Giants, who have been pretty tops this season. And it's hard to believe that this team could... there's still a possibility that they'll make the playoffs, but I no longer believe that they have the necessary talent and skill level on the defensive side of the ball to make it all the way to the Super Bowl. And I would not be shocked if at the end of the season they find themselves just outside of the playoff race. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to lose every single game that they play this year. They still have plenty of talent. Like I said, Ed Reed, just having a safety like Ed Reed on the field makes them one of the better secondaries in the league. And then you still have a lot of talent on offense. Ray Rice, one of the best, if not the best halfback in the league. And just Flacco, he's coming into his own. He's got plenty of weapons to throw to with Anquan Bolden and Torrey Smith. But still, this just this is something that is not going to be easy to overcome. I completely and fully expect them to lose next week to the Texans, just because, I mean, it's not something that can be fixed in the span of 1 week. I mean, Ray Lewis means so much to this team and to this franchise as a whole. And Laderius Wedd, they signed him to a big contract this offseason, and there is a reason for it. He is a huge part of their game. You are going to see such a dramatic change in the way that this team plays the ball. And, basically, if they want any chance of it going to the Super Bowl, Joe Flacco is going to have to turn into Aaron Rodgers overnight. And I don't see that happening just yet. I mean, so for me, personally, this news basically tells me that the Ravens season is over here. They've got 5 wins right now, and I would not be shocked to see them finish the season with only 6 wins. I mean, the easiest game on the schedule arguably would be, they've got the Kansas City Chiefs up. No, they already won. I'm sorry, they've got the Oakland Raiders. That's arguably the easiest game of the season, and the only one that I can say with any certainty right now that is pretty much a giveaway, just because it is the Raiders. But other than that, the Raiders, the Browns, those are the 2 weakest teams that they face. The rest of them, the Texans, the Steelers, the Chargers, the Broncos, the Giants, the Bengals, all of these teams are in the fight for the playoffs. And then you've also got the Redskins, not quite a playoff team, but they've got such a dynamic offense, especially with a guy like RG3 at QB. It drastically changes the outlook of the Ravens season. This is going to have a huge impact.